how you position yourself for a divine visitation. Number one, understand God's timing. All right? Understand God's timing. You know, if you note the Sarah's pregnancy with Isaac, the scriptures we've read, the 400 years in Egypt that came to a conclusion, the 70 years in Babylon, the birth of Christ, you know. And so understand God's timing. Either both the chronos time, which is the clock time or the calendar time, and also the kairos time, which is the fixed time, the due season. Understand God's timing. Number two, we need to pray. This is very interesting. In the season of visitation, as we see the rain come down, we still need to pray in the time of that visitation. Okay? Jeremiah 29:13 says, "You will seek me and find me when you seek me with your whole heart." When God spoke these words to Judah, he was saying, in effect, when the visitation comes, or the kairos time comes for me to deliver you, at that time, as you see me work, you will seek me and I will answer you. I think Zechariah put it even better in chapter 10, verse 1. Zechariah 10:1. "Ask ye of the Lord rain in the time of the latter rain." So in other words, when it's kairos time, when it's visitation time, you pray. When you pray, acknowledge that you cannot fulfill God's plan without his help. We can't do it in our own efforts. We pray in God because we need your help. Okay? We need your help. Number three, participate with God through acts of obedience. In other words, when we've prayed, it's time for us to look for ways to cooperate with the Holy Spirit. We want to participate with God in his work. You know, like I've been giving you testimonies here and there, and I'm seeing, the early rains. You know, the Spirit of God is touching people. There's a testimony here, there's testimony over there. This is what is happening. You can kind of see the early rains. So what do? We want to cooperate with that. All right? We want to cooperate with that. And so we want to act in obedience to make sure that as God comes through, we are in the right place. And so it's very important that when we act in obedience, God can bring powerful breakthroughs. Look at how David was able to kill Goliath. 1 Samuel 17 says, "It was by the word of the Lord and by the stone of David's sling." Just his obedience. God was able to do that. God provided food for the widow and her son in 1 Kings 17, verse 17 and 18. For she gave away the least and the last that she had in obedience to God. Somehow, therefore, it's really not about doing anything extra, but it is about us receiving what God has said and acting in obedience. There are times when we have to contend for certain things, but there are times and there are seasons where all we need to do is to be obedient to God. And we therefore can experience this ongoing visitation from God. And we can have God visit our lives and God do things in our lives in an incredible way.